to business to talk about passions. Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Passions Podcast, the podcast where we talk about the soap opera Passions. I'm your regular host, LeTara, back today with 3 guest hosts. Michelle, one of our almighty cranes, Karen, our legal eagle, and Dr. Eric Vera. Hey. How y'all doing today?
Very good.
I love the pause because nobody knows which one should talk first. It is my job. I should be facilitating and saying, "How are you doing today, Michelle? How are you doing today, Karen? How are you doing today, Eric?" But I did not do that because I'm bad at this. I'm bad at my job, like everybody else in Harmony. Okay. Like I said at the top, let's get down to business. We have been already on this call for 20-something minutes because I've been having technical difficulties, of course, womp womp, unfortunately, but I'm ready to get started. But before we do, I'm going to give a shout out to the patrons over on Patreon. Thank you to Muna Shea, Lisa S., Zach, Sid, Sarana, Randall, Hannah, Camelia, Amanda, Jeanette, Eric, Jamie, Fantasia, Sean, S., Larissa, Maria, Lisa A., Jessica Jean, Laura, Karen, Uche, Paige, Casey, Garrett, Shawnette, Stephen Winthrop, Daisy, Shane, Kelly C., Taylor Harris Crane, DJ, Kelly M., Rodo, Lisa R., Acacia, Andrew, and Andrew D., Andrew C., our almighty crane, Jekyll Hyde, Michelle, who's here with us today, Kendra, Candy, Jill, and Trey. I made it through the list. Thank you all for being patrons. If you haven't signed up for the Patreon, go over to patreon.com/passionspodcast and sign up for whatever tier you find most agreeable. We might be going on a cruise. That might be news to the people here on the call today. But
I saw a little bit of it in the Discord. I'm just like, all right, I'm just going to follow this. Like, I'll hop on when it's time.
Well, Eric had said, I think at the last watch party that he was going on a cruise. And I thought, oh man, a cruise would be nice.
And then, we talked about it being prom themed so we can have our own prom disaster.
Yeah, prom boat. We have to do a Passions prom boat cruise. We're doing that. It's happening.
Can someone bring a Timmy doll so we can just awkwardly dance with it?
Hello.
She's got her Timmy doll behind her.
Hello. Yes. So, if you haven't joined up for the Patreon and you would like to jump in on the Discord or come to a watch party, go over to the Patreon and sign up for whatever tier you find most agreeable. Now we're moving on to our really big show. I hesitate to say lots going on, but some big stuff happened. Some big things happened.
Hey, for Karen and I, we're excited because not only do we we got a lot of Ivy, we got a lot of magic, and Ivy's in the magic, so that is not normal for us.
Ivy's wrapped up in the magic, and it was awesome.
It was great.
She got her own little like death scare. The great part about it is that like she will learn nothing from this.
Nothing.
I love it. Like it's like Scrooge, except if he didn't learn anything, right? So we're actually going to start basically there this week. We're talking about episodes 921 through 925. Does that sound correct to everybody?
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. And so we're going to start with our magic storyline. But as Eric already pointed out, a lot of that includes Ivy and Sam and Theresa even. So here we go. Okay, people.
Okay is right.
Okay, Mike K. We pick up and Tabitha is lamenting the fact that she has this amateur as her assistant. She's like, if you were going to give me an assistant, boys in the basement, why not send me a seasoned professional? Why would you send me this amateur, basically?
She's this royal pain in the butt.
Yeah, and at this point, Kay pops up in a full like Party City Witches costume. which I love. She thinks she's like, if I'm gonna do this, I might as well go all the way. And so she's got the black pointy hat. She's dressed like Elphaba.
Yeah.
She's dressed like Elphaba. And so she comes in and Tabitha's like, what the hell are you wearing? Basically. She's like, witches, I don't wear kooky outfits. And Kay's like,
Yeah, she says, have you ever seen me in a crazy outfit? Actually, we have.
She's like, no comment.
Yeah, it's funny
Right.
because Tabitha is always in some sort of kooky outfit, but she looks fabulous.
Yeah,
you know?
this is one of her outfits I remember. Like, yeah.
She always looks fabulous. So, anyway, she tells her, you look ridiculous and whatever. Real witches don't dress up in costumes with pointy hats. Then Kay is like, well, okay, if I don't get to wear the clothes, will you at least teach me how to use my powers? Like, you promised that you would show me how to get Miguel and use my evil powers, and I want to learn how to use them right now. I want it now, Daddy. And Tabitha warns her that creating chaos and mayhem is something that you learn over time. She's like, I've been working on some of my spells I've been working on for 300 years. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
still
love
not
that.
perfected.
Yeah, she was like, it's not like getting a black belt in karate, dear. Which again, now it just makes me want to make a montage of Kay and Tabitha to "You're the best around." Then we just do,
gonna get you down.
yeah, we do a Karate Kid montage where wax on, wax off. Tabitha's teaching her.
She is her Mr. Miyagi, basically.
Yes, it makes me so. I am so happy because I don't. I mean, I remember this, but I don't remember this, so it's fresh.
Me either. I do not remember it. I remember them being together, but I don't.
Yeah, I remember them
how
getting
it all
close, but I don't
progressed.
remember this little friction that we're getting here. It's really cute.
Yeah. Tabitha basically tells her and cops to the fact that all the bad things that have happened around Harmony have to do with her, right? Like she was behind pretty much everything bad that has happened in town, including what's going on with her parents. So this is our first clip of the day.
Yay!
First clip of the day. Tabitha.
I'm behind every bad thing that's ever happened in this town. Tabitha Lennox, aka Badass.
That's my girl.
Mm-hmm.
A
I
little bit
liked
of a
the
name
line.
dropping.
I liked the line where Kay said, just how old are you, Tabitha? And Tabitha says, let's just say I don't look my age.
Right.
So, when do I get my evil powers?
It's not like getting a black belt in karate, dear. The ability to create chaos and mayhem is something you earn over time by performing dastardly acts.
There are a lot of things that I need to make happen.
Well, the first thing you've got to learn is patience. I'm sure the word is an anathema to you. But for one thing, we still aren't sure just how much innate supernatural power you were born with. As a Standish female, obviously you've inherited some, but we have to develop it first and then work from there.
Okay, well, how long is that going to take? Because I need to get Miguel back, and I want revenge on my family. Mainly my mother.
Worthy goals, both of them, but they will take time to achieve. I've been working on some of my spells and curses for over 300 years.
Just how old are you anyway, Tabitha?
Let's just say I don't look my age.
And my dad said you looked the same when he was a kid. Hey, did you know my father back then? Did you know when he was in love with Ivy?
Oh, yes, indeed. As a matter of fact, I had quite a bit to do with that oh-so-tragic breakup back then.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. Haven't you figured it out yet, Kay? I'm behind every bad thing that's ever happened in this town, including all the current tragedies. Like Louise and Sheridan's problems, and Ethan and Theresa's problems. Not to mention the ongoing saga of your mother, your father, and Ivy. Oh, yes. It's my mission in life to destroy happiness. And now I'm glad to say it's going to be your mission as well.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. So I love this. I love that they're starting their adventure together as two crazy people, two evil witches.
It's just so nice to have Tabitha have somebody likable and competent to talk to because it's been a minute.
Yeah, I mean, competent. I don't know. The jury's still out on Kay as far as how competent she really is.
Well, it was nowhere near Cecil and Crackhead Connie.
Crackhead Connie and Cecil, they got shit done though. I will say they were really getting up to a lot of chaos around town. So to the point that Tabitha was telling them it was too much. She was like,
she was like, slow down. Yeah. I think it's great because it gives someone, sorry, LeTara, it gives like her someone to care about. I feel like the reason why like her and Timmy were just so great was because she genuinely like loved her and he loved her back. So even though she talked a lot of smack to him, it just like it was such a great chemistry. So it's exciting that we're moving towards, I mean, it's not exactly the same, but it's like you get that level of love and care again. And it's good to see you get that different level of Tabitha.
Yeah. And it's nice. It's going to be nice to watch their relationship evolve and grow, and for her to learn to love Kay the same way she did love Timmy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get that. All right. So going on, she continues to pester Tabitha about, doing some magic. She's like, well, why don't you make me a milkshake? Did she tell her to make her a milkshake with her magic? Because she's telling Tabitha to do some magic, and Tabitha's like, well, my powers aren't what they used to be. I keep telling you this.
Well, she says, can you wiggle your nose like that character in Bewitched? And Tabitha says that it was Timmy's favorite show. And they do mention that Dr. Bombay was there, which he was there for some weird reason at one point. But what I really enjoyed was that Tabitha does tell Kay the truth about Timmy. So she does ask, Timmy was your doll, right? Like he was a doll? And she's like, yes. So she does explain why Timmy became a real boy and then now he's gone. So I just thought that was nice that someone else knows the truth about Timmy.
Yeah.
As well, Julian does. It's like Julian and Kay now that know.
Yeah. Although, did Julian know that Timmy was a doll? I don't know that Julian knew that Timmy was a doll.
I think Timmy told him at some point because he does talk about meeting him on the boat and them drinking together and him catching him all those times that they already had that truce.
Okay. So it's lovely. We get a few mentions of Timmy this week, which was nice. All right, so where are we?
We just talked about that they were just confiding in each other a little bit more, and then the conversation led from like a Bewitched, can't you just wiggle your nose? To which Tabitha does wiggle her nose.
She does. She wiggles her nose. She's like, well, all right, I'll give it a try. She wiggles her nose and she makes a milkshake appear. Notably, she makes it appear high above Kay's head and then it spills right onto Kay's head, right? And she's like, I'm telling you, it's not what my powers are not what they used to be. But obviously she did that on purpose, right? Like Kate's like, you did that on purpose. She's like, no, my powers aren't what they used to be. Tabitha then tells her, or they basically come to an understanding because Tabitha at one point is like, okay, I'll stop messing with you if you stop saying and threatening to expose me as a witch, because there's a conversation about being burned at the stake that happened.
She said she's been burned at the stake several times, that her feet still have scorch marks.
Yeah, she still has scorch marks, singe marks on the soles of her feet.
I promise that was just in the story. I'm not bringing up feet for any other reason than on a cellular level.
Don't you start, Eric. Don't you start with the foot talk today. And
she did it, Tabitha said.
And you know what? I resent the fact that people are on the Discord saying that I am kink shaming. I am.
No, you've never. It was just
anybody.
It was a matter of time, not a matter of foot fetish. You were like, let's go, because we keep talking about feet.
And if anything, I am being shamed for not liking feet. I'm being persecuted.
You're being lack of kink shamed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm being reverse kink shamed. I'm experiencing reverse kink shaming.
That's funny.
Anyway, yeah, her feet, unfortunately, have singe marks on the bottom of them. She, according to Tabitha, from the last time she got burned at the stake. She also says something about to the effect of like, any witch worth her salt has been burned at the stake. It's like, I don't know, Kay. If she's telling you that at some point you will be burned at the stake, maybe you should go ahead and start, bow out, do that. Well, yeah. I'm gonna head out because if you're telling me that's in my future for sure, no, thank you. So yes, they come to an understanding. They both have their fingers crossed behind their backs. So yeah, Tabitha's telling her, I'm not gonna mess with you anymore. I'm not gonna pull dirty tricks on you anymore as long as you agree not to accuse me of being a witch any further. And so they both agree, but they both have their fingers crossed behind their backs. So, they're double crossing each other. So Tabitha's like, okay, I'm gonna go off to the other room. Kay says something about the bowl. I don't know how we end up talking about the bowl. There's like a giant bowl of water that's like the magical bowl of water, that Tabitha uses to see things.
Yes.
Yes, people. Yes.
Yeah.
And how did we get here? Somebody help me out, please. Y'all help me today.
Yeah, she basically, the bowl is up there in the front, and she was just like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff around here. She's like, but let me tell you, please don't ever read that inscription inside the bowl. She's like, just don't go anywhere near that. And so I wrote, losing is the new winning, Kay is the new Timmy. Like, it's just, you just told her not to do something, and so she's going to go and do it.
Right. So she, of course, immediately goes and reads the thing on the bowl. What does it say?
I didn't write it down, but she just reads some kind of inscription. I just setting me up for failure.
I just thought maybe you had it. Kay goes over and reads the inscription immediately and says, all whose gaze falls upon these words, beware. And as soon as she says beware, giant monster hands come out of the bowl and grab at her throat and starts to try to pull her into the bowl and is like choking the life out of her, right? And so
they look like the shrimp hands from Beetlejuice.
Yeah, they do. So they're like these big, like grayish, nasty hands that come up and they're choking the life out of her, trying to pull her into the bowl. And so, of course, she starts screaming for help, Tabitha, help. And Tabitha hears her, comes in, initially is like, oh, well, I told you not to read the damn inscription.
And I love this because we get the Tabitha Timmy hijinks music, which I haven't heard in a minute. So it was nice to hear the little, like hijinks are ensuing music.
Yeah.
Tabitha's very calm. She gets some towels and starts to dry up the water around
She's
the
like,
bowl.
that's a wooden table. It's a beautiful wooden table. I don't blame her.
She's like, this is a fucking antique. You're not going to ruin it.
It's just so funny because she's so relaxed and like basically having a conversation with Kay about how like, you screwed up and Kay's like, I'll kill you if you don't help me. Okay,
here's the thing.
Try to kill me. Let's do it.
Kay has said to Tabitha, like, you can't do anything to me because my parents know where I am and like then they'll believe that you're a witch, yada, 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 right? However, Kay now has a history of running away, right? So, no, I'm serious.
She ran away.
She could let her die, feed her to the boys in the basement, and then nobody, no case. And you can just be like, poor Kay, she just ran away. She didn't want to be here any longer.
And Sam won't be able to ask her what happened, so he's not solving that case.
Yeah.
And so
Kay, what happened to you?
I see that.
Daddy, I'm in the basement.
Daddy. No.
Now you have to suffer the consequences. So basically, she's just having a good time.
Yeah. And yeah, I did love that moment when she just like started wiping up the water around the bowl instead of helping Kay. And Kay just begs her for help. Is just like begging her for help. What made Tabitha help her? Because Tabitha does help her. Was it the boys in the basement?
Yeah, so she says, sorry, girlfriend. She goes, listen, if you help me out this time, I will listen to you. I promise I'll listen to you now. I won't do this stuff anymore. She says, sorry, girlfriend, I don't think I can believe you. She's like, I swear, please don't. I won't disobey you again. She's basically drowning at this point. And she's like, I'm good. She starts walking off away. We get a light from above, and a angel feather comes
Yeah.
down.
It's Timmy.
Yeah.
Yeah. She basically gets a sign from Timmy, and who basically pushes her to help Kay.
Yeah.
And
it's a really pretty conversation because she's like, Timmy, she's like, you know, it's my job to do bad things. I know if I were to mend, you think if I were to mend my ways, your boss will let me come up there and be with you. And she's just like, she relents and she's like, fine. She gets a wooden spoon and starts to smack the hands that are choking Kay.
yeah, that was funny. She gets a wooden spoon. She starts just hitting the hands. Kay's like, obviously that's not working. Do something else. So Tabitha runs and gets like an egg beater. I have the clip. I have a clip for Tabitha saves Kay. At least yes, I do.
All of this is fun. I'm even to get a little bit of Timmy, or the idea of Timmy, made me happy.
Yeah.
Well, they matched his energy because having like the clouds open up and the is like so what Timmy would have done in the show. So it was just so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
Hey, Tabitha, that's not working. Can you do something else, please? Thank you for saving my life.
Yes, well.
What took you so long?
You ungrateful brat.
Sorry, I'm just a little freaked out, okay?
Freaked out enough to have learned a lesson? I hope so. Because if you're going to be my apprentice, Kay, you have to listen to everything I say, always. Because the next time you disobey me, I may not be around to help you. And I may not even bother.
Okay. Message received. Why did the thing attack me in the first place?
Oh, that's elementary, my dear. The creature sensed the good in you that all Standish women possess, and obviously didn't know that you were here to develop your powers for use by our side.
No way, Tabitha. I already told you I had way too many problems with evil. Selling my soul, our house being sucked into hell by demons, being turned into a panther, zombie charity, creating zombie charity, and then having her turn on me and try to kill Miguel by having sex with him. Enough is enough. I've had it. I can't do it.
Oh, you're just upset by being nearly ripped to shreds, but you'll get over it. Besides, you told the boys in the basement that you would do anything to get Miguel.
Tabitha, I know,
This is not a game, Kay. You cannot have it both ways. If you want to develop your powers, then you have to renounce goodness and embrace the dark side. Do it, Kay. Do it now. I'll be with you every step of the way.
I love this so much.
I love when Tabitha gets serious. Like that little switch of when she goes, this is not a game, right? Because when you actually think about it, yes, Tabitha is very much used as comic relief, and she's very much used as like their shenanigans and it's like campiness, but she has some real power and connection to some very dangerous shit, right? And she's like, this is not a game. Like, yeah, I wear kooky clothes, but girl,
Well, and we've talked about this many times, but like one of my favorite memories is after Timmy passes away, that Tabitha gets her powers back, and the amp up of that. Like, even the commercials at the time, they were like, Tabitha's powers have finally returned. And then they like show her like trying to destroy the hospital, the energy thing, and she's like doing her evil cackle. I'm like, that, I wish they gave her more of that. I'm happy with the campiness. I'm happy with the comic relief stuff, but when it's like this, like you said right now, it's so good. It just has so much potential.
Yeah, it really does. And yeah, so I love to see her get serious, you
Yeah.
know, because a lot of times, even when she is being what should be serious, is kind of goofy, right? It's a
Yeah.
little silly. But yeah, I like that she was like, no, join me, Kay. you, this is not a game. You got to get serious about this. And you have to take me and these powers very seriously.
And it's funny, they have no conversation about the things that Kay has done, but it's just like like it just makes sense that Tabitha knows everything. She does know everything that Kay did, but that Kay doesn't have to explain it. She's just like, she just lists the things that she did. It's not, they didn't say those things to each other. She just lists them. And I just like that. It's hysterical. It's great.
Yeah. So Tabitha, as we saw, tells Kay she has to renounce goodness and embrace the dark side to develop, so she can develop her powers. And she says basically, if you want to get Miguel, you're gonna have to stick with the dark side, right? Basically. And Kay says that Miguel hates evil. And she says, even if you help me, he's gonna see right through me. Tabitha says, really, Kay? I fooled your family for years and generations of Bennetts before them. I'll teach you how to do the same with Miguel. It's the only way you're ever going to get him, Kay. And Kay says, no, it's not, Tabitha. I'm pregnant with his baby. He's gonna come around. And Tabitha goes, well, he hasn't so far, has he?
I'm happy somebody's telling. I mean, well, everybody kind of tells her this. It's like,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like he hasn't so far, has he? And at this point, Tabitha gets like an incoming like evil message into her
Yes.
head, evil radio waves into her head. She's like, "Ooh, breaking news! Something going on at the Bennett home." And so they use
And
the
it was
magic
serious
bowl.
too. It wasn't like kooky. It was serious. Like the way they played it, she was just like basically getting a premonition or like getting this
Yeah, no,
feeling.
she was like,
Yeah.
I'm getting, it's like when on your phone when you get those like amber alerts, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like I'm getting an emergency alert in my brain telling
Yeah.
me something crazy is going on. And so they tune in to see what's happening at the Bennett home. So, and then they intervene over at the Bennett home. So let's talk about what is going on over at Kay's parents' house, huh? Next door. Lots of things happening today. So this part is for me, I have it mixed up with like the Theresa, the Ethan and Gwen of it all. So we're gonna pick up with Theresa and everything that is happening with Theresa, and then we'll follow her over to the Bennett house. Okay, sound good?
Yeah.
Everybody? All right. Okay, so Theresa. Oh, they're already at the Bennett house when we pick up this week. Are
Yes.
they not? Okay.
Yeah, she's already talking to Ivy, making her offer.
Yes,
Thank
she's
you. Thank
saying,
you. Yeah, that's my first note is I get stuff mixed up. So anyway, so we pick up this week. Teresa's at the Bennett home and she has decided to apologize to Ivy and let her move back into the mansion, right? Remember last night, Theresa kicked Ivy out of the mansion for being super racist and being super awful. And today, Theresa has decided that I'm going to make an offer for Ivy to come move back into the mansion, and that will prove that it will prove to Ethan that she's after Sam when she refuses to come back to the mansion. That is Teresa's plan.
I need to hear from Karen. I just saw her shake her head.
The whole thing is stupid.
The whole thing is so dumb.
I know some of you guys know this already, but I don't like Theresa. She annoys me. And Ivy's my favorite character, so I have some bias here, but Theresa gets this plan in her head, like she does with a lot of stuff, that she's going to do something and everything's going to work out great. She's going to get, here she thinks, Well, I'll go and apologize to Ivy, ask her to come back to the Crane Mansion. I'll kill two birds with one stone. I'll get Ethan back and I'll make Ivy look bad because Theresa doesn't think Ivy will actually go back to the mansion. She thinks Ivy is going to refuse, and then everyone is going to see the true Ivy and see how bad Ivy is. But Ivy is smarter than Theresa. So Ivy figures it out. She's struggling for a little while because she's like, "Ooh, how do I get out of this? I want to stay at Sam and Grace's," but she realizes that if she refuses to go back to the Crane Mansion, it'll look like everything Theresa has been saying about her is true. But she's working on it. The wheels are turning in her head.
Yeah.
She's trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, that's basically exactly what's going on, right? Like Theresa has this idea, and I'll say this is what I'll say for Theresa: it's a gamble.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not a bad plan. It's
It
just
probably
not
would've-
foolproof.
If
It
it
probably
had
would
worked
have
out,
worked. Sorry.
it's a big gamble, so it would have had a big payoff. But because it
Mhm.
also is a big gamble, it
Yeah.
also can backfire very largely, right? Like in a really bad way. And that's basically what has happened here for Theresa, because basically what happens is she tells her, "You can move back into the mansion. I apologize for my lack of judgment last night. Like emotions were running high, and I think if we really try, we can be one big happy family." But she tells Ivy on one condition: you cannot badmouth me, my family, my child, my heritage ever again. You can't do that. And you have to understand that I am now the mistress of the manor, but you will have access to everything you had access to before. It is a generous offer, right? And honestly,
To be clear, I just want to say I agree with her conditions. I think she was in the right to kick Ivy out, but her plan, I personally don't think it's great, and it's going to
No,
backfire. We'll
it's
see.
not great. However, I think if things didn't go the way they went, I think that it could have still worked even with Ivy coming back to the mansion, right? I think because we know that Ivy doesn't want to be at the mansion. Like
Yeah.
Ivy would, if she could find a way back to Sam's house, she was going to find a way back to Sam. And so personally, I feel like Theresa should have been ready for the eventuality, like the outcome that Ivy would clock what she was doing and call her bluff. And I think she should have been ready for that outcome.
Mhm.
And she
Yeah.
wasn't.
Underestimated her.
She was
Yes.
too 100% like, I know I know how Ivy thinks. I know what Ivy's going to do. And she didn't. She was wrong. She underestimated her, like Michelle said. What were we going to say, Eric?
Between the two of them, it is very much in line with their characters that Theresa plays the short game versus Ivy playing the long game. It's just like, think of how many times Theresa does something on a whim, like, I'm gonna go to Bermuda and convince Julian to do this. I'm gonna kick Ivy out right now. I'm gonna go invite her back in. She very much thinks that if she just acts fast, it will work out. Whereas Ivy's playing chess. I mean, she's thinking a couple moves ahead, and she caught that a mile away. She's like, yeah, if I go back, this does not help me with Sam. And that's the goal, right? Her main goal is always going to be that specific thing, and so it's very masterful to watch Ivy. She's final boss. We've talked about it in the Discord. She's final boss.
Listen, and she's about to prove that you can't fuck with Big Ivy. You cannot fuck with Big Ivy. You can't. She's unfuckwittable. She is. Like,
I think that's one of the reasons why this plan of Theresa's irritated me. Like you guys were saying, Theresa's thinking one step ahead. Ivy's thinking about the long game. And Theresa has this short-term plan. It doesn't work out. She was convinced it would work out one way, didn't realize, okay, there's some risk to this, and then she gets really angry when it doesn't work out her way. All of those things also annoyed me about that.
No, the whole scene. When she made the offer, I was like, okay, I'm on board with this. I would love to see how Ivy responds, right? of course, Ivy, she does refuse. Let's be clear. Ivy
Yeah, she refuses at first.
To go back to the mansion at first. It is everybody else, like Sam and Ethan particularly, who are like, why wouldn't you go back to the mansion? And
when
they
Theresa
question her
says,
about it.
Yeah, when Theresa says, I shouldn't have thrown you out, Ivy goes, yes, it was harsh. And it's Sam that gives her a look like, hey, behave yourself. And she's just like, but I accept your apology. So it was very, like, she knows she needs to, she's watching Sam watch her.
Yeah. And
yeah, she's gritting her teeth looking at Sam like, oh, all right, I can't do anything to get you upset with me, dear Sam. So I'll go along with the plan.
And so after being pressured basically by Ethan, she agrees to go back to the mansion, right? So her plan is effectively spoiled, but so is Teresa's. They've spoiled each other's plans. Fox, Teresa's upset, right? Teresa's upset that this plan has not worked out. Fox says to her, why don't you have some of that tomato ketchup cake pie thing or whatever it was, that nauseating thing that Mrs. Bennett was talking about.
Yeah, I wrote tomato ketchup cake pie made me
Dang.
I love that he called it a nauseating thing.
Yeah.
That nauseating thing that Mrs. Bennett was talking about.
Yeah.
He's such a chip off the old block. Like that is exactly something that Julian would say.
I just genuinely love it whenever anyone brings up that cake has got to be disgusting, because there are far too many people on the show who are like, oh my God, I love this. No, you don't. Tell this woman the truth.
Theresa actually really loves the cake. She has said that several times.
She has said that before.
It's horrible.
I want to know how many people actually mean that, or how many people are just trying to be nice to Grace.
Well, we've literally seen it on the show, like Charity cutting it up from, oh my God, she made the cake, and like doling it out and everyone happily eting it. Like, no.
I've never seen anybody take a bite. I want to say that.
That is true.
I don't recall that either.
I've seen slices passed around. I've never seen anybody take a bite. Have not. The only time I think I've seen anybody take a bite was in like last week. There was a fantasy. There was like Tabitha was showing Kay different versions of what her life might look like, and in the bad version, Sam and Grace are eating the cake, but I can't recall seeing other people actually take a bite of that cake. And so anyway, hilarious. Also, at the same time that Ivy is damning Theresa, Teresa's damning Ivy, which I just thought was so great. Theresa goes, damn you, Ivy, damn you. And then elsewhere, Ivy goes, damn you, Theresa, damn you. And I was like, that could be the episode title, is those two doing their damn yous.
There was a nice funny moment with Fox talking to Gwen, and is this about Theresa trying to win Ethan back? She asks Fox that, and he's like, well, maybe she's just trying to be nice, to which Gwen just says, yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Well, things take a turn. Things escalate when they didn't need to. Fucking Theresa.
Yeah.
And everybody knows I love Theresa. Y'all know I do. I like her. I don't know, she just does dumb shit sometimes.
She was ignoring too many red flags in this next part. Like, Ivy was giving all the signs of planning something, and she's just feeding into it. And you're sitting like, Theresa, just go fucking downstairs. Just go. Let her come down the stairs after you. Like, come on.
There was no reason for her to go upstairs to begin with. There was no reason for her to go confront Ivy in this moment right now. And she's just too impulsive, to Eric's point earlier. She's just too impulsive, baby. Think for a moment. But, I kind of wonder, I think because, we make the parallel between Ivy and Theresa a lot because they are very similar. They have very similar core values and very similar goals, right? And similar tactics at times. I think because Ivy has the advantage of being older and wiser and that advantage of time. I think that's why she is always kind of thinking more steps ahead of Theresa, because Ivy also has shown impulsivity, but she used to be more impulsive, right? Like the whole situation with Sam, like she just ran out of her on her wedding night, right? That she has like that impulsivity in her, but I think she's over time has learned to tame that. Whereas Theresa hasn't learned yet, and I think it's situations like this that will help her learn to do better. God, I hope so. So I have this clip, Ivy versus Theresa, and honey, Theresa is no match.
Karen's big smile.
Mm-hmm. There's one line in this confrontation that I would like to be the episode title. I'll point it out later.
Okay.
Nomination.
The confrontation.
Oh, I'm on to you, Theresa. And your little scheme to make me look bad in front of Ethan.
And Sam. Don't forget about him.
You never thought I was going to accept your offer to come back to the mansion, did you?
Nope, I didn't.
I don't want you anywhere near me or my son. Well, too bad, Theresa, because you got me now.
Wipe that smirk off your face, Ivy. I know you don't want to go back to the mansion. You want to stay here and cause more trouble for Sam and Grace.
Yes. But thanks to you, no one else is going to think that, including Ethan and Sam. No, I really owe you one, Theresa. Not only did you make me look good in front of them, you made it look like Grace was wrong about me.
Oh, they may be fooled, Ivy, but I know that you are a bitch on wheels.
Yes, I am. And don't you ever forget it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I think it's time for Sam to carry me down the stairs in his oh-so-muscular arms.
Not so fast, Ivy.
Oh, Theresa, what are you doing? Theresa, God, don't throw me down the stairs.
Don't worry, Ivy. The last thing I want is for you to take a little tumble. No, we've got some issues to settle, and you are not leaving here until we do.
Theresa, please.
I know you were trying to show Ethan that I was out to break up Sam and Grace by refusing to leave. Well, guess what? It didn't work. And now he is never going to believe any of the terrible things you say about me. And P.S., you are stuck with me at the mansion, where I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure you never get Ethan back.
Oh, yes, I will, Ivy. But you will never get Sam. You're out of his house, and I will find a way to get you back out of mine.
And risk another fight with Ethan? I don't think so.
God, how I hate you. And I hate the thought of having you back at the mansion even more.
What's going on up there?
Mark my words, Ivy. I will find a way to get you back out on the street.
No, Theresa, don't do it!
Don't do what, Ivy? What are you talking about? There's no way that you can stay here now. See, once you're gone, Grace is never gonna let you come back.
Not if I have my way about it.
Ivy, the days of having your way are over. I am gonna get rid of you for good this time.
What did you say?
I said I am gonna get rid of you for good this time.
My God. Oh my God. Oh, Ivy, you're not fucking with Big Ivy. You're just not gonna fuck with Big Ivy.
She committed and she did it.
I like that there was one little last glimpse of her smiling as she went. But like, even the actor had to be like, here I go.
She was gleeful. Gleeful.
That was so masterful to see that one last smirk before. I would have freaked out also.
Yeah, the point when Theresa says you are a bitch on wheels and Ivy says, yes, I am. Oh, yeah, I know that's fucking right.
And don't you ever forget it.
Don't you ever forget it. I know that's right, girl. Oh, God, Ivy. And if she hadn't fucking killed herself just now, I would be like, yeah, girl, this is great. That's so good. But she took
committed.
it, much like Theresa, she took it too fucking far.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
to be fair, we have seen her popping painkillers recently, and I think she's still hopped up on the pain medicine, and it was in the heat of the moment. They were having that argument. Theresa made the big deal of putting the brakes on her wheelchair, and then you can almost see it in Ivy when Sam's like, "What's going on up there?" You see her turn, and she's like,
yeah, the light.
I think she
light bulb goes
thought,
off. Yeah.
yeah, and she was in the wheelchair. I personally think she thought, okay, the wheelchair will bounce down a couple stairs, then it'll stop because it has that turn on the stairs, and it'll be fine. I might get bumped and bruised, but I'll be okay.
Yeah,
I mean, in the real world, she would have been fine because like she was in the stairs the whole time. She didn't fall until she hit the bottom. So she fell down 3 tiny steps.
Well,
so she didn't have that.
Here's the thing. Listen, of course, she didn't think she was going to get hurt too bad. However, Eve told her that just getting up out of her chair and dancing with Sam could have like been enough to kill her. She did tell her that, right? So I think maybe throwing yourself down the stairs is a notch above doing the 2-step with Sam, right? And so she, like you said, she's hopped up on painkillers. She thinks she's invincible. She's an addict. She's a junkie who thinks that she's invincible. She's hopped up on PCP. You know? There's no telling what Eve's giving her, truly. But yeah, God, when she threw herself down the stairs and the look on her face, like she's like, I won. And she's throwing herself down the stairs and pushing off of Theresa.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, beautiful. But my thing was, why did Theresa turn her chair around to be like that, to be positioned on the stairs in that way in the first damn place?
Because in that case, she was not thinking at all. And I love Theresa, but I was literally watching the show thinking, Maria's gonna fucking love this. Because we all have to admit that Theresa was incredibly naive in the situation. Because literally, the second she saw Ivy turn and look at her with that grin after Sam called, she should have been like, oh, too many witnesses. Instead, she just got fucking louder and gave Ivy all the ammunition she needed. And I was like, oh, God damn it, Theresa.
No. I'm gonna get rid of you for good this time.
And she did.
Doesn't look good.
What did you say, Theresa?
Right. Could you yell anything more incriminating? Right? Like, and they have 2 sets of staircases, right? There's the front staircase and there's the back staircase. And so, like, the very second Ivy got that little look on her face, like she's looking mischievous, I would have been down those back staircases. Like, I'm running for my life because I don't know what this lady's about to do. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be downstairs before you ever make it to the bottom of these steps. Like, I'm not.
Just undid her brakes and pulled her right to the front. Be like, nope, don't want to know. And go down the front and be like, oh, I don't know. I saw her popping some pills. She might be like hallucinating.
That is crazy. That was crazy. But when I tell you I needed that from Passions. Oh my God. And it was thrilling. And then the aftermath, because I'm like, yeah, how's Theresa gonna get out of this? Everybody's gonna think that she killed Ivy. I mean, I knew Ivy doesn't die here. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. Ivy does die. Which was a lot of fun. Ivy's death was fun. She was a ghost walking around. It was great. This is fantastic. So after Ivy's thrown herself down the stairs, she is unconscious at the bottom of the staircase. She thought it was just going to be a quick little tumble and she would bump her head and she would be okay and Sam would come to her rescue and she could blame Theresa and everything would be fine. But no, she's like knocked out. Sam says she barely has a pulse. She barely has a pulse. She has killed herself. just that she and Theresa are so similar. Like that was a crazy fucking thing to do, and I could see Theresa doing something that crazy.
Oh, for sure.
She threw herself down an elevator shaft. She's like a pretty similar thing.
And she threw, you know what? And she threw herself into the ocean. So yeah, these two women are.
I don't understand like the sensitivities of their bodies. Like what can happen?
Good Lord. So anyway, Ivy's down at the bottom of the staircase, unconscious. Everybody comes running in. Ivy barely has a pulse, according to Sam. But what does he know, really?
Gwen suggests putting Ivy on the couch, and Sam says we can't move her in case she has broken bones. Sam, what about when she was fucking struck by lightning and she fell and you moved her to get her out of the rain?
Yeah.
What? Now the thing about broken bones applies, you can't move someone who's injured, but you could move her after that?
Well,
that was the most medically competent I had ever seen anyone on this show. Like, I actually like had to rewind to be like, wait, did they just say something with common sense? Like,
he couldn't. They shouldn't move her body, actually, right? Because she had a fall and she was unconscious. I will say in the part where they were out in the storm, so maybe he was like, it's worth taking the risk of moving her body because we're at further risk being out in this like storm of the century. And that's gonna be my justification for Sam. For Sam.
You're so nice.
But yeah, everybody immediately believes that Theresa has pushed her down the stairs because of course they do, right? She has effectively fallen into Big Ivy's trap. She fell into, oh my God, Ivy. All I could think was, Ivy's like notorious big B-I-G, but Big Ivy. Like she's notorious. She is
the notorious Ivy one.
Notorious Big Ivy. I love this.
Notorious.
It's ridiculous. So everybody believes that Theresa pushed Ivy down the stairs. Theresa is vehemently denying this, right? She's like, I don't know what happened. We were arguing and then she just fell down the stairs. It's like, girl, didn't you see her push herself down the stairs?
Yeah.
I don't understand why she didn't notice that because she doesn't seem to in any of this stuff or later on. She doesn't seem to realize that Ivy
did that to herself.
I think it was shock because no matter how well you know Ivy, no one is going to think that this woman was willing to throw herself down the stairs. I think in that moment, that's the only grace I could give her this week. I was like, she had to have just gone into shock for a minute and not realize what was happening.
I think she was too caught up. I think she was just caught up in the argument, in the fighting with Ivy, and just didn't catch it. Also did not even consider that would be something that Ivy would do, considering the fact that Ivy looked so scared when Ivy sincerely thought that Theresa was about to push her down the stairs, right? So I think that just did not even cross her mind that was what was happening, and it happened so fast.
Yeah.
It truly happened so fast. But yeah, Fox, who has in the last, several weeks, Fox has been basically the only person who has been kind of on Theresa's side consistently, and even he is like that you've pushed things too far. This is a step too far to you pushed it too far, Theresa. And she tries to convince Fox that she had nothing to do with Ivy taking her tumble down the stairs. He doesn't buy it, and she then tells him, no, I even set the brake on the wheelchair specifically so she would not fall down the stairs. So he goes to the wheelchair to check it. He's like, well, the brake is not in place, so are you lying? Basically, he's like, you told me the brake was in place and it's not. But I mean, it could have popped off,
If it bounced around.
Yeah, Ivy came out of the chair. So
it's funny you said Ivy takes a tumble. It made me think of Scarlet takes a tumble.
Scarlet takes a tumble. I had the exact same thought. That's why I wrote that note that way. Exactly why I wrote that note that way.
OG YouTube viral video.
I used to love that video.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
The the way she you know what is similar to Ivy's fall? The way she falls backwards.
Yeah.
And hits the table flips and hits it. Oh, it looks so painful.
We'll put it in the Discord if you don't know what we're talking about, because it is classic YouTube. Yay, a reference that we both got, and it doesn't shock anybody.
So anyway, Theresa tells her side of the story to Fox. He's still not convinced.
Ethan says some stuff that I just wrote down. I hate Ethan.
Ethan. Well, what happens is Theresa is explaining that she was having an argument with Ivy, and she says, I was so sure that if Ethan could see how devious your mother was, that, you know, I would be able to get him back on my side. Basically, she says, all I wanted to do was for her to stay here and break up sorry. All I wanted to do was to expose that she really wants to stay here and break up Sam and Grace. And if I did that, he wouldn't be mad at me anymore. Ethan overhears this conversation, and frankly, he gets angry, and I'm not mad at him for being mad, because his mama is like laying on the floor lifeless, and it seems that the reason she's lying on the floor lifeless is because Theresa is again trying to get him back and get him back on her side. Like, yeah, he doesn't have all the facts, but if my mama was laying somewhere and I thought the person who did it was standing next to me, I'd be mad too, and I'd be yelling at them too. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But he yells. He's like, "Don't tell me this was just another one of your schemes to get my attention. What the hell is the matter with you, Theresa?" And yeah, he keeps yelling at her, and she tries to make him see her side of things, but he tells her to stay away from him. So I have yet another clip. It's called "Stay Away from Me, Theresa." Yeah. I just can't. And y'all know I hate Ethan.
Okay, let me see the clip and let me see if I feel like it'll change. I don't know.
It probably won't. I hate Ethan, but I can get his point of view here.
I think my thing is Fox trusts her more than he does, and they were together for so long. Yeah.
I mean, it's true, because we're not there yet, but once everything settles, he'll actually take the time to listen to Theresa, and Ethan just refuses to do that because, God forbid, mommy isn't perfect.
Listen, Ethan is fed up. I hate y'all. No, God, don't make me defend Ethan. But Ethan is fed the fuck up, right? Like, his mom got kicked out of the house last night, and while I obviously disagree with Ethan, I agree with Theresa that she deserved to be kicked out into the snow, absolutely, and I will always defend Theresa in that. But if I'm looking at it from Ethan's perspective, he's still very angry at her for that. That was mere hours ago that happened, and then you brought us over here to extend an olive branch. Now, I will say, it doesn't make when Theresa explains things, it doesn't make sense if you really think about it. Because, like, why would I bring y'all over here only to knock Ivy down the stairs and try to kill her, right? Like in
the chief of police's house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, however, he don't know what's going on. It's a lot going on with his mother. And yeah, you brought me over here, and now my mom's lying lifeless on the floor, and you were the last person arguing with her. I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you. All right, so here's this clip. Stay away from me, Theresa.
Even after all your lies and manipulations in the past, I honestly believed that you had learned your lesson.
Ethan, wait, you don't understand what happened here tonight, okay? I was just trying to show you that breaking up Sam and Grace was more important to your mother than moving back to the mansion.
So that's why you made your generous offer for her to come back home?
Ethan, I was so sure that your mother would turn my offer down flat because she's gone to such lengths in the past to take your father away from Grace.
Only she took you up on your offer, okay? You were wrong about my mother. She was not here in this house to cause problems with Sam and Grace. The only thing you proved to me Theresa, was that my mother wanted to come back home.
Ethan, she only said yes because I had backed her into a corner. She wanted to stay here more than anything. Now, Grace knows that I'm right about her, don't you, Grace?
Do not bring my father's wife into your mess.
Ethan, you need to see the kind of woman that your mother really is.
Teresa, here's what I see. A cold, calculating manipulator to the bone. You keep telling me that you've changed? Well, if you have, it is for the worse.
Ethan, please.
You stay away from me.
No, it still makes me hate him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Ethan sucks.
Also, Grace, chime in. Be like, actually, your mother has done some fucked up shit to me and my family. A, B, C, D, E. But it's not in her to do that.
Well, and the problem is the timing. And I
yes,
disagree.
because she's
the problem
lifeless
is the timing.
there.
Ivy's laying lifeless on the floor.
She looks like any Family Guy character who is who falls down the stairs.
Yeah. Ivy's laying lifeless on the floor, and so, I mean, yeah, no, that of course that did not make me like.
But also, it pissed me off that he's like, "Don't talk to my father's wife that way." Theresa knows that woman way more than you do.
Yeah, I've known her longer than you've ever known her. Like, please.
She's not gonna just ask Grace to lie for her.
Exactly.
Right.
And but they also make the point that I think this is like one of the only reasons why I got so frustrated by their reaction. Gwen has called her a cold, calculating. She's always looking for the underline. He just called her, "You're cold and you're calculating." Okay, what part of calculating is shoving her down the stairs in that moment? There was nothing calculated about that. But again, I understand in the heat of the moment they're not going to think of that. But like, it just pisses me off because I know what's going to happen next, where it's like, you guys aren't like, you can't be a lawyer and you can't be a cop because you're fucking idiots.
Yeah, no, that she definitely could not have. She did not calculate that, because if she did, it would have come up the numbers came up all wrong if she did calculate this, right? Like, this
also,
terrible.
I'm happy that you brought up the arm grab. That was horrible. That was really.
I don't
bad.
like that in any media when somebody grabs somebody like that and just like
who's half their size.
But just like you manhandled her. Yeah, like it wasn't good.
I don't like that. And honestly, even I'll say this, I've also seen like Theresa do that, where she'll grab onto Ethan, like, just take your hands off. Let go. Hands to yourself, babe. Let's keep our hands to ourselves, kids, friends. So anyway, yes, this is such a mess for Theresa. She has found herself and created quite a mess for herself. Yeah. All of this could have been avoided. All of it. Because honestly, I sincerely believe that Ethan was going to get over her kicking Ivy out of the house. She was. And if left to our own devices, Ivy would have ended up with Sam, which would have proven Theresa's point, right? Like, but I think maybe you said, Eric, earlier, Theresa's not patient enough.
Yeah. Well, I still just can't get over Ethan still saying that what Ivy said were just words versus Theresa's were just actions. I still am mad at that character for that. Like, the privilege that is speaking there is so harmful and hurtful. And I think about it in like the time that they're writing it, they don't have any of that in their brain. They're just like, you call my mommy mean things. And it's like, your mom said horrible shit about an entire culture of people. Like, and her, the most loyal person in her life ever.
Yeah.
Well, it goes to show, like, again, how he was raised. I mean, Passions, like, even before it came out that he wasn't a brain, Passions always tried to make the distinction that Ethan was the better one. He was like, he was like the good one who thought so differently. But you see, in these aspects, he's really not all that different because he doesn't have respect for the lower class or the working class, or even the woman who basically, helped to raise him and loved him like his whole life. To him, it's perfectly okay that his mother says, whatever she wants. But if someone had said anything about her, or even Julian at the time when he thought Julian was his dad, it was like the most obnoxious, horrible thing ever. And he would throw like his little temper tantrums.
Yeah.
I keep fueling my fire as we speak because I'm like, I heard him say again that he's like, my mother gave your mother this job and basically like you owe us. And it's like, no, that is a job. She was paid for her services, to which Theresa did do the thing. But anyway, I'm relitigating things, Karen. Things that happened already. But it's just because I'm still like, the way he's speaking to her, it goes all the way back to that fight.
I hear you. The way he is talking to her, he is being kinder than I ever would be. I
get. I mean, that's your mom. I get that too.
My
I would
mom's
not.
lying lifeless on the floor next to me, and I think you did it, bitch. Come over here and catch this motherfucking fade. Like, no. You're not. I'm not gonna be nice to you. I'm not gonna be kind to you. And the only reason this happened is because you brought us over. You dragged us all over here. When frankly, you should be at the hospital with your brother, right? Like, what are?
Yeah.
Let's go back to work or something. Don't we have jobs to do?
We never see them in the office unless it's for a specific like scene. Like, what are you doing? How is Crane still running? Because
they don't do any real work. Because they don't do any. Because executives don't do any real work.
They don't.
They don't.
Yeah, that's right. Because the whole thing with Theresa getting mad at Ivy and Rebecca and kicking Ivy out of the mansion happens because Theresa wanted the maids to clean up for a meeting she was supposed to have. I don't.
Did that ever happen?
I don't know.
Listen, they did have the meeting, but
before she came over.
they had the meeting. No, they did. They had the meeting. Listen,
Okay.
they had the meeting, but they had it at Crane. First of all, they had it at Crane, so they ended up not even having it at the mansion. And Theresa kept falling asleep during the meeting.
Oh yeah, I completely
okay.
forgot about that part. That was hilarious.
Yeah, I would not have wanted to have the meeting where Little Orphan Annie had just taken place the night before.
Oh my god, yeah, it was tainted. They needed to perform the exorcism
Disinfect
in
it.
that room.
Lysol.
Get the
I
demons
can
out.
The
see.
power of Lysol.
I can see the people who were there sitting in the living room pulling all these $100 bills out from the couch. What's going on? What happened in here? And then you see like a what would a donkey wear? Like a collar with bells or something.
Or
You
just,
see that?
or just somebody picks up Julian's bald cap and like, what is this?
Oh yeah. Or the Annie wig. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, as much as I hate Ethan, I can't be too rough on him this week. I can't. Theresa, why did you do any of this week? Why did you do any of this? Oh my gosh, she's only made everything worse. So
this is the worst.
I mean, Ethan was already making excuses for her. So if she had just waited 3 more days and then had and then just didn't insult his mother in front of him, he would have forgotten all about it.
No, that's exactly right. He had already started to feel less angry at her about what happened last night. He had already started to kind of soften. It just wasn't happening fast enough for Theresa.
She just needs to breastfeed baby little Ethan in front of him, and then she'll be like, "You remind me of the old you," and he'll see the glow again.
No, you are absolutely right. Actually, I know that's a joke, but
I mean, but like that's what he wants. That's the ideal picture of Theresa that he wants: virginal, like motherly, like
innocent, naive.
Yeah. And then he wants the family. He wants a traditional family thing, like.
So,
wait 5 minutes and then Ethan will love you again. Basically,
basically, but she is impatient and impulsive, and now she's in a bigger mess than she was in last night or this
I'll do this again, right? For Maria. I picture her in the train doing a Rebecca smile as you just said that sentence.
No, I'm sure Maria's loving this. No, I'm sure Maria's loving this.
Which again, get on the Discord, y'all, because Maria sewed up the clip where I said it last time with an actual live reaction shot of her being on the train enjoying the podcast.
Yeah. So at this point, the paramedics show up. Also, there was something where it was going to take like 30 minutes or something. What was that?
Was that when Abe had to come?
Well,
No, the
Ethan's later,
paramedics.
but I think Ethan calls for an ambulance, and you're like, it's going to be 30 minutes.
She'll
I
be
guess
dead
because
by
of the
then.
snowstorm. Maybe
But
they
it
were
looked
still
like
working on injuries from the
It's nice
storm.
and it looked nice,
I was
warm,
gonna
and
say because
sunny
it
out
was
there.
clear weather. Yeah,
Yeah, it
it
looked
honestly
clear.
looked like they were on vacation somewhere because there
I
was
think
like
Harmony just has one
no
fire
boat.
truck and one ambulance. That's what it is.
Probably.
Well, the paramedics do eventually arrive, and they use a defibrillator on Ivy because apparently her heart stopped.
And you never actually hear them say it. So I remember watching it was like, did they just stop her heart? Because she still had a pulse last time we knew, and they're putting that on her.
They give her a shock, honey,
God
and
bless the show.
while they're working on Ivy, Ethan is furious with Theresa. He blames her for the fall. He tells her, if my mother dies at your hand, it is murder, and I will make you pay. How you gonna make me pay, Ethan? How you gonna make me
You
pay?
couldn't even keep her in the house.
If you're the prosecutor, then I'm sure to get off scot-free. How you gonna make me pay, Ethan? Please.
Honestly, at this point, I think Alistair has Teresa's back.
Exactly.
I think she'd be like, oh, whoops, well, less alimony to pay Ivy.
Hello?
I mean, it's true because Alice was only right now. She's still a Crane, so he will find a way to make it anyone else's fault, or just like sweep it under the rug, and Ethan won't be able to do nothing.
And I know we as viewers don't know what Alistair's motives are right now, but he seems content with her right now. So
Yeah. Theresa keeps maintaining that she had nothing to do with Ivy's fall. Ethan's not buying it. He can just continually hurls accusations and insults at her. Then the paramedics are like, she's dead. She doesn't have a pulse. It's over. And Sam and Ethan refuse to let her die. They're like, no. And Sam starts doing CPR, and they're desperate trying to revive her. Ivy's spirit gets up out of her body. Of course, I do have a clip.
Oh,
I have
great.
several clips. Ivy's spirit gets up out of her body, and she realizes that she's like on the verge of death, right? And at one point she tries to slap Theresa, which was great.
Something to say about
She's
this.
like, oh, you bitch, you lying two-faced bitch. And she tries to slap her, and she can't. And so Ivy is dying. Now, remember, earlier in the episode, I told y'all that Tabitha and Kay have something to do with all of this. This is where things take a weird turn.
I love it.
Turn.
Ivy and the magic, that's not normal.
So this is what Tabitha and Kay are watching on their like bowl screen. On their bowl of water. They're watching like all of this transpire. They do see the fight between Theresa and Ivy, so they know that Theresa had nothing to do with the fall as well.
Tabitha basically recaps it because Kay's like, how did this happen? And she's like, let me show you. I DVR'd it.
And then so they rewind and show the whole thing. So I have a clip. Ivy is dead. Ding dong, the witch is dead. The wicked witch, the wicked witch. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. This is clip number 6. And there are multiple parts to this, so we'll start and stop. The wicked witch. The wicked witch of Harmony is dead, y'all. She gone.
The bitch on wheels.
That bitch on wheels. She said, yes, I am. And don't
you ever forget it.
Okay, Big Ivy. Okay, here we go.
Notorious.
Yep, that's what she is. Big Ivy.
There's nothing more
You know,
you can do.
new Ethan kind of looks like old Ethan
You
in
have to
this
face
like
facts.
little particular clip.
She's dead. No. Ivy can't die. Mother, please. Please come back to us. We love you so much. Don't leave us.
No, that can't be me, because if I'm there on the floor, then I can't be standing here. It's oh my God. Am I dead? Oh, no. No. I can't be dead. I can't be dead. Ethan, Sam, look at me. I'm here. I'm Ivy. I'm standing right here. Oh, God. I don't want to die. Sam and I were going to be grandparents. No, Ethan and Gwen's baby. It's what could bring Sam back to me. Please don't give up on Ivy. I never wanted her to die. Oh, you bitch! You lying, two-faced bitch!
Okay.
I love this because so many things. One, I like an alternate universe where she fell down the stairs and it did give her walking abilities back.
Me too.
Two, Teresa's being sincere. Like, what does she have to fake right now? Don't let her die. Like, she didn't kill you. You did that.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, what? I don't know why you're yelling at Theresa when you're the one, you know damn good and damn well that you threw your damn self down the stairs.
Yeah, maybe she's taking a little bit of time to remember what she did, but she did it, not Theresa.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can all agree that Theresa wouldn't have cared if Ivy had died on like normal causes where it was not connected to her in any way. Like she would have felt bad for Ethan, but she's not going to miss her. But she's 100% being honest. Like, I don't want her to die right now. Like,
Yeah,
not
well,
with me.
right.
Not when I can be blamed.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yes, if she does, then she loses Ethan.
Yeah, for sure. Like if you killed her.
Tentatively. No, I think he would find. I think he would start to believe her. It would just take like a week, and they'd be like, "Well, she might be telling the truth."
Yeah, because she is telling the truth, right? In this instance, she actually is telling the truth. Okay, so there's more of this. Ivy dies, part B. Ivy died.
All I wanted to do was stay here with Sam and turn Ethan against Theresa. I just thought I could kill two birds with one stone by taking a little tumble down the stairs. I never meant to kill myself. Oh, Sam, please, you've got to save me. I can tell how much you still love me by how hard you're working to save me. Grace can see it too, and it's driving her crazy. Oh, Ethan, you finally found true happiness with Gwen. I can't leave you now, not with a baby on the way. Even Fox seems upset by what's happened to me. Maybe there's hope for us after all.
I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Of course, it would serve Theresa right if I did die. Maybe she'd actually go to the death chamber this time. Oh, no, scratch that. Really, scratch that. I don't want to die. No, please, Sam, please, bring me back. Oh, yes. Let your lips be the first thing I feel, and let your eyes filled with love be the first thing I see. Come on, Sam, save me!
I have one more clip of this, but I love her going around from person to person, right? Like what she's saying to Sam, and then when she's like, it's driving Grace crazy. And how happy she gets. I also love that she, for a moment, she was like, you know what? Maybe I would die to get revenge on Theresa. Like for half a second, she's just like, you know what? Maybe it's not all bad. Serves Theresa right. She'll go to jail for my murder.
Well, for half a second, she actually acknowledged that she had a second son and showed some interest in having a relation. I mean, she never brings it up again. After that, it's right back to being all about Ethan and Sam. But it's like the first time, like, she actually shows some love towards Fox since he's been on the show.
Yeah, she's like, even Fox. I mean, maybe there's hope for us after all. So maybe, girl, maybe. But as you've already pointed out, she learns nothing from this near-death experience. Nothing.
Factory reset.
Yeah, true. It is
I
a
can't
factory
remember.
reset. Yes.
I can't remember. Did she forget what happened, or does she like wake up remembering like what comes after this? I can't remember if she remembers everything.
I'm not sure. I think she does though. Based on the
She
way
doesn't really
wakes
talk
up.
about it. It's go time. There's stuff to get accomplished.
Yeah, based on the way she kind of woke up, I gleaned from it that maybe she was like grateful to be alive and remembered that she was about to die. But I don't think we talk about it, and we definitely don't talk about it in this week. So anyway, Ivy's dead. She dies in this clip, I think.
Come on. 4, 5.
It's no use keep setting.
7.
Still no pulse.
No. Ivy. Listen. Don't you leave me. You hear me? Ivy. Don't you leave me. You were my first love. I can't lose you. I can't lose you. My God.
I want to come back, Sam. I do. But I don't know how. I can't. I don't know how. Oh, come on. Please. Please, please let me go back. Please let me wake up in his arms. Let this be the thing that brings us back together. Please. Fine. Oh, fine then. Just beam me up. Okay? What? Turn on the bright light that I am supposed to walk towards. Hello? Are you asleep at the switch? I've read all about the afterlife. I know that there's supposed to be a big tunnel with a bright light that I am supposed to walk towards, and I am supposed to feel safe and warm and loved. And if I can't have Sam and my son, my life, then go ahead, just take me now. What are you waiting for? What's up with that? It's supposed to be a tunnel, not a funnel.
I have 2 things to say.
Yes, please.
One, if I'm Grace and I hear Sam tell Ivy all the things she'd say, I would quietly walk up the stairs and then throw myself down them. Because I would be like,
you're choosing now.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. He said it. It is. There is no ambiguity anymore. Like,
he is
I don't know.
cradling her body. I can't lose you, Ivy. You're my
Yeah.
first love, Ivy. I can't lose you. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
This is one of the first times I
Control
could
yourself.
genuinely understand her being so pissed off at like what she's hearing between Sam and Ivy, because everything else there was always some like, okay, well, they probably didn't mean that way. No, that was too much. And like, while I wouldn't say anything in front of Ethan at that moment, you better believe there'd be a huge fucking fight once he cleared out. Also, there's a little bit of an echo on that video.
We don't have to fight. I will be with David. You will be with
We're
Ivy,
done.
and that's what the fuck it's gonna
Boom.
be.
Harmony. You're you, I'm me. Together we can live in harmony.
We can live
It's
in
over.
harmony.
Happy ending.
Yeah.
I wanted Gwen to look at Grace during that because Gwen's just standing there next to her, and I just wanted to be like, this is awkward. Like, some
But her
reaction.
eyes fixed on Ethan, understandably so. But I had the same thought because
It would have been so good.
Grace is so upset, but their focuses are on two different things, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, they're framed together, and so yeah.
I kind of read it as she didn't want to make eye contact.
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna look away.
Yeah, she's standing there with her arms crossed.
Well, this is my second thing about this, and no offense to the good Karen that we have on here, but I really appreciate that that Ivy is Karening God, and it's just like I need to talk to the manager
right now
in heaven.
Only she could pull that off. That was one thing I wanted to say. Only Ivy could pull off arguing with God. You're supposed to beam me up. Just beam me up. It's supposed to be a tunnel, not a funnel.
No.
And another thing I wanted to say is that I noticed it this time when we were watching the clip for the first time. There are all these lightning things going across Ivy. I wonder if Passions, that was supposed to harken back to when she got struck by lightning, or if Passions was even thinking about that.
Yeah.
That's the curse.
It's
But
still
could
her.
you imagine God looks like, okay, I'll bring her up to heaven. Then she starts talking smack, and he's like, oh, fuck this bitch. She ain't coming up here.
Just up here bossing everybody around. No. The funny thing to me was that Ivy even thought for even a moment she would go to heaven. I don't know what led her to believe that.
Yeah.
I don't know what led her to believe that she would go, and she was so sure. Yeah, like, I'm supposed to go to heaven now. Are you serious, bitch, after all the shit you've done? Please. Of course you're going straight to hell.
It would have been great.
She dragged Whitney, her fate was sealed.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a rap sheet. She does have a rap sheet. I
It's
do
that
wish
delusion. Like Theresa, Ivy has some delusion too about how bad or good the stuff she does is.
I mean, Theresa went to hell, and Theresa hasn't done nearly as bad as Ivy has.
Actually, you could say Theresa went to hell because she tried to commit
That's what
suicide,
it was.
and you could also say the same for Ivy. Maybe
did kill
that's why they
herself.
went to hell.
Yeah, that is exactly
That is
why
true.
that in the show, that's what they wrote, that she went to hell, that Theresa basically went to hell because she had killed herself. And thank you for making that connection, because Ivy did throw herself down the stairs. And sure, she didn't mean to die, but she died.
Yeah.
You know?
Real quick, I want to say there was a little bit of an echo in the video, at least on my end.
I'm gonna have to fix the video.
Okay.
It sounded cool because she was in whatever, like purgatory or whatever.
I didn't
Yeah,
hear,
like
I
it
didn't
goes
hear
with the
echo.
dimension.
Yeah,
I didn't hear the echo,
sounded-
but I'm gonna have to fix the audio on all of them. So
I thought about whenever Family Guy does alternate universes with Joe, the character's in a wheelchair. I thought it would have been funny if Ivy was still in the wheelchair on her way to heaven.
Oh my, could you imagine
And
that?
she had to be like, fuck, I'm still here?
Just wheeling herself around, talking to everyone
my
on
God.
the other side.
yeah, well, imagine Ivy
For the blocking?
is a ghost.
Yeah.
Ivy is a ghost, and she
Or let her
has to
float.
stay in the ghost boundary.
Yeah.
Right, and
Ugh.
so now she just has to live as a ghost.
Oh,
all
that would be
eternity
horrible.
in the Bennett home in a wheelchair. Right.
That'd be a worse
God.
nightmare.
I would love to see her haunting Grace. That would be so cool. And well, we'll see what happens with Grace, but Grace might realize what's going on, and then you have the extra drama of her trying to explain what's going on to everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard the sound of a wheelchair, an electric wheelchair
Squeaky
coming in the
wheels.
room, Sam. I'm scared.
So Tabitha, this is where Tabitha and Kay factor in very heavily. Because they're watching all of this happen on this bowl, right? They're watching everything happen in the magical bowl, and Ivy is being sucked into this hell vortex. And Kay says that. Kay says, "How horrible! Ivy's being sucked into the vortex of hell. Poor Ivy." And Tabitha says, "Oh, please! She brought it on herself by trying to break up your parents' marriage. She deserves everything she's getting." And then Kay says, "Oh my God, I could go to hell too for the things that I've done. Is that just occurring to her? that just crossed her mind that she could go
She
to
tried
hell
to
too?
kill Charity with a giant boulder.
Yeah, babe, if you die right now, you for sure would go to hell.
Yeah.
For sure.
And it'll be convenient. You just walk down the stairs.
Right down the stairs. Right down the stairs. Don't worry. I'll close the door behind you. And so yeah, they're watching Ivy's spirit get sucked away, get sucked off. And does anybody watch Ghosts?
Oh, I do. Yes.
Okay,
It is so good.
Watching her get sucked off. And but then Tabitha tells Kay that the boys in the basement are angry because there's like, I don't know what signals this. There's like noise or fire.
Yeah. So know that when Tabitha does the recap, she does show Ivy push herself off the stairs. She shows Kay all of that. When this happens, she's like, well, I guess if Ivy's dead, then I don't have to worry about, I don't know how I'm going to get meddle with my mom and my dad. And she's like, well, I don't know. This is huge because I wrote down in big bold letters, boom. Tabitha tells us your mother has genuine feelings for David Hastings. Mm-hmm. So if we always known this, it is just like Tabitha's seen it and she said it. It's a fact.
Yeah, for sure.
But with that said, they basically Tabitha that's when she gets that feeling that like all points bulletin where she needs to go talk to the boys in the basement, and that's when they tell her like, hey, a dead Ivy cannot help cause pain and suffering. That's what it was.
They didn't want to deal with her ass down there. That was the real reason.
They saw the way she talked to God, and they were like, like that.
We're not trying to torture ourselves here. Like people are there.
Chance against Ivy, Big Ivy. Nobody stands a chance against her.
I love this that even the boys in the basement are like, no, we don't
want her.
They're scared of her too.
She's up there a little while longer.
We don't want her here. Satan is afraid. He doesn't want her here. And so Tabitha explains that they have to save Ivy, basically, and pull her soul out of the clutches of like the netherworld, basically. Yeah. And so Tabitha directs Kay to put her hands into that bowl where those monster arms just came from, right? Like I would have been like, no. Fuck Ivy and fuck the boys in the basement too. I'm going home. I've had enough. But she puts her arms right in there in the monster bowl, and Tabitha puts her arms and she guides her arms almost like almost kind of like a ghost.
Yeah.
Almost like ghost. And they latch onto like Ivy's soul. She's like, I feel it. And so they start pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling until Ivy is pulled free from the clutches of the netherworld, basically.
Meanwhile, Grace starts to see all of this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Grace turns around and sees all that. All the alarms in the Bennett house start going off. The fire alarm, the machines that were hooked up to Ivy, the lights are going on and off. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then once Kay pulls Ivy out of the funnel, you see Ivy sucked back into her body and everything gets quiet.
Yes. So I have this was the most clips I pulled this week, but I have these clips about Ivy's soul and with Grace seeing what's going on because this was fun for me. I was like, it's been a rough few weeks on Passions, in my opinion. So it was nice to see some actual action, particularly of the magic variety. We don't get much of it anymore. And so it was nice that we're getting some magic / supernatural situations happening. And I love that it happened to Ivy, because she is one of the biggest naysayers when it comes to like the magic stuff. Like, even though she has witnessed a lot of crazy things that have happened, she always resets and is always like, these people are crazy. This is a madhouse. Like these, she does not believe in it. And so I love that this happened to her. It won't change anything. It won't change anything. But anyway, here we go.
Oh my goodness, what's wrong? I can see Ivy's soul.
Her face.
To keep from being sucked into eternal darkness. Oh, God, it's so horrible. She's suffering so much. Oh, I wish I could help her.
Tabitha, how are we going to save Ivy?
Oh, we're going to pull Ivy back from the grip of death.
Oh my God, is that me? I got her. Oh, I am pulling.
Okay, I have one more clip of Ivy's soul.
While you're pulling it up, I just want to say Grace is a hell of a lot nicer than me, because if someone had pulled all the shit that Ivy did to my family, I'd be like, yep, take her.
It
Go.
was actually
Bye.
very annoying to me the way Grace was like, "Oh, it's awful, it's horrible. I wish I could help her." Bitch, no, you don't. No,
No,
you
you
don't
don't.
wish you could help her, and she's getting what she deserves.
So
Getting
what?
she
Who cares?
deserves. But yeah, Grace's whole goody
It's
thing
too much
is-
sometimes.
Yeah, please be a person, be a human, Grace. Be human and hate her.
Like, you can recognize that it's awful to see without being like, oh, I so wish I could help her. Just be like, oh, but who
Yeah.
else is the Ivy?
Be a human and be happy for your enemy's downfall. Enjoy your win. Please. All right. Here's more Ivy's soul being sucked off.
I can't believe it. What are you seeing now? I think Ivy's soul is being pulled back from the netherworld. What? I don't know.
Did she just say something about my mother's soul?
Grace is having a premonition. She says that she can see Ivy being sucked into hell.
What?
You heard me. See, Grace, she has these premonitions, and she can see things that no one else can see.
You think that's what this is all about, the lights and things? I mean,
I don't know. Maybe.
well, this is just too bizarre.
You would be amazed by the bizarre things that have happened here in Harmony in the past few years.
Well, I hope Grace is wrong about my mother. I mean, she's not exactly the greatest mother in the world, but I don't want to see her damned for eternity.
I can't do it, Tabitha. It's hard. Just keep pulling, Kay. Pull.
I love the special effects.
This is impossible.
What is it?
What happened? She's got a pulse. Sam, you did it. You saved Mother.
Look at Grace. Everybody's got somebody to hug but Grace. She should hug herself. I'm just happy. I'm happy. She came back from the dead.
The one question I just had, like, watching this and, like, remembering everything. If the boys in the basement didn't want her down there, why didn't they just, like, call back the hands and be like, let her walk in purgatory, screw it. Like, why go through all that?
Kind of power.
Or I wonder if it's death. Like, I wonder if there's just like
Right.
something like at that point it's between going to heaven or going to hell, and like it's death making it. I don't know. Maybe yeah.
I think they were intervening on Ivy's behalf, basically.
And I think
and so that's what they were doing. But if she dies, she got to go somewhere.
Or maybe maybe it's something that's set in motion, but that you can still stop. I mean, like, I say that when Theresa's like she's having a premonition. I think it's more accurate to say she's having a vision. Premonition is something to come. You know, it's a warning. Or something that's bound to happen. But it's funny that they just have conflated it all into premonitions.
Yeah. So at this point, Ivy wakes up. She's happy as a clam because she made it through. Eve shows up finally to examine Ivy because Eve's going through her own thing, and we'll talk about that in part 2. But Eve shows up to examine Ivy. Grace asks Eve to get Ivy out of her house. She's like, I want Ivy out of my house.
One solid, please.
Yeah, and I want her out of my house now, really. And she explains how Sam was like pleading with God for Ivy's life, and how it's clear he still has deep feelings and ties to Ivy, and it makes her uncomfortable, and she doesn't want Ivy in her house, which understandable. Get her out. Get out. And I mean, she died. She has to go to the hospital anyway, which is basically what Eve says. Eve is like, well, I hated this because Eve is like, well, I can't take her now. But she was like, oh, but I am going to take her to the hospital. I was like, why? Then why'd you say it like that?
Yeah.
So yeah, she says she's going to take her to the hospital because yes, obviously the woman died. She's a paraplegic who took a tumble down the stairs and died. And was dead for, I don't know, minutes? It was a while. So they got to check her brain function and everything. But Ivy does not want to go to the hospital. She wants to stay at Sam's house, right? And she tells Eve as much because she overhears the conversation between Eve and Grace. And she basically tells Eve, like, find a way to keep me in this house or I'm going to tell your secret. Eve laughs at her.
I love that. She was like hearty laugh.
Yeah, she laughs at her. She's like, "It's too late, honey. I'm so close. I was just about to expose everything, and I'm still going to do that. And I'm going to tell all my secrets and yours too."
Yeah, your house of cards are going to tumble.
Yeah,
just like you just did.
Yeah. Sam immediately goes to Theresa and is like, I'm going to question you for attempted murder.
That's
and
the fastest he's ever...
instead of taking her to the station, he's like, go to the kitchen for questioning.
Well, so Grace went over to Sam and said, Sam, I want to talk, because she wanted to talk about how he was acting towards Ivy. And he's like, yeah, sure. And then you see him turn around and touch Ivy's hand and say something that I think is, I'll be back in a minute. And then he goes in the kitchen with Grace. And Ivy's smug. And Sam goes in the kitchen, and that's when he sees Theresa. And at that point, he's realizes, oh, I need to question her. And he blows off Grace. He says, we'll talk later.
Yeah, he's questioning Theresa for attempted murder. Ethan also confronts her about it, and it's a whole big to-do. Of course, Theresa is denying that she had anything to do with it because she didn't have anything to do with it, really. But of course, the evidence, the circumstantial evidence is damning, right? Like, we heard you arguing with her. I heard you say that you were going to get rid of her once and for all. Right? Not once, but twice. And then she fell down the stairs. We heard her yell, please don't do it, Theresa. And then she fell down the stairs, and you were at the top of the stairs and she looking down at her. Like,
and she had just said, "I'm going to get rid of you for good."
yeah. And so Theresa defends herself, and I don't know why she thinks this, but she's like, ask Ivy. She'll tell you what happened.
That's the stupid, yeah.
That is her naivety that you saw in the beginning. Like that when she was young and still thought Julian was a decent person, like, and like had all this trust. That was like a glimpse of that Theresa, to think that Ivy wouldn't take that to throw her under the bus in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
That wasn't her intention.
She does say too, what same person would try to kill someone in the chief of police's house? Is that logical? And I was like, I mean, that works for me, you know. It works for me. Why would I come to your house to commit a murder? Wouldn't do it.
But they refuse to hear it.
But it also, I mean, your plan, the way you wanted things to work out, they didn't work out the way that you wanted them to work out, and you've already said that. That's the thing. Theresa talks too fucking much. She's already said that to Ethan, that her whole plan was to come over here and basically expose Ivy for who she really was, but that didn't work out the way she thought it was going to work out. And so she was having an argument with Ivy about it. She's already admitted all of that. And so now we also have motive for you to do this, right? And so it's not looking good for Theresa. It's not looking good for her. Fox initially also doubts Theresa, but I think he eventually comes around and says, I don't think you could have deliberately tried to kill her. So at one point, Ethan is like, I think you did it on purpose. And then Gwen is like, yeah, me too. And then Fox is like, but no, I don't think that. And then Teresa's like, see, Fox doesn't believe it. And Sam's like, this is not a popularity contest.
Yeah, that was funny.
That's not how this is going to work. This is an investigation. Although, I mean, I feel like that's about how he does all his other investigations, you know? It's like, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And then whoever he trusts the most, he's like, that's what it is. So we need to get Kay on the Kay. Kay, get over here, girl. What do you think? And Kay knows what happened. Kay actually knows what happened. And so anyway, they Theresa says, ask Ivy. What do you think Ivy's gonna fucking say?
I've learned the error of my ways.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
I mean, that would have been a good time to say that. Like, you just saw what's waiting for you.
Yeah. I do want to say, before we get to what Ivy actually does say, I do want to say that at one point, Theresa starts talking about how the power of love brought Ivy back to life, and that it was Sam's love and Ethan's love that brought her back to life. And Grace is like, something brought her back, but I'm sure it ain't. I'm pretty sure it wasn't God. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was not God. But I do love that Theresa will not change who she is at her core, right? Just because, like, she doesn't like Ivy. She, in fact, hates Ivy, right? But she still can see that, like, there's true love there. And it almost seemed to me like she was, like, enamored of that, right? Like, when she was like, that Chief Bennett's love brought Ivy back. It almost seemed like she has switched her allegiance from Sam and Grace to Sam and Ivy, right? Like, now she's shipping Sam and Ivy because, like, look at what their love did, defied death, right?
Probably because it reminds her of her and Ethan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, Sam goes talk to Ivy. When she wakes up, she says, Theresa tried to kill me.
The end.
Because what else would she say? Of course. Yeah. Of course, you've given this to her on a silver platter. You have served yourself up to her to be carved up, sliced up so nicely. I'm sure she's like, drooling at the mouth, right? To, like, cut up Theresa, eat her, chew her up, and spit her out. And so, I don't know, whatever. I will say, I guess, in this moment, the only thing she could possibly who could absolve her of this is Ivy. But of course, Ivy's not gonna do that. So, y'all got any more to add to this? Please, by all means.
I have a few things. Grace and David have a little aside when Sam is in the kitchen questioning Theresa, and Grace is whining about what happened. David sees she's upset, and Grace starts to talk about, oh, the way Sam was with Ivy, but then she stops herself and says, I shouldn't bore you with this, David. And she's right. She's going to spill her feelings about Sam to David, this man who she's supposedly married to. I don't understand that. And then continues. I think David walks away. No, David is still there. Grace said she's happy that Ivy's leaving the house, but after seeing how Sam feels about Ivy, I don't know if there's enough room in his heart to make our marriage work. Yeah. And she's crying, and she goes away to make some tea. I thought the contrast was good with the wardrobe, because you see Theresa and Grace wearing red. Theresa and Grace are on the same side. Grace defends Theresa and says Theresa would never do that. Theresa wouldn't physically hurt Ivy. No one else in the house really is willing to believe that right now. So you have Grace and Theresa on one side in the red, and then you have Sam and Ethan and Ivy on the other side, and they're all dressed in similar colors, kind of like a grayish blue or a grayish green. I don't know. Again, I don't know if Passions paid attention enough to notice that sort of thing, but I noticed it.
Okay.
And when they come out of the kitchen, Sam goes over to talk to Ivy, and he sits with her and asks how she's feeling. And she says, I think I need to rest, and will you take me to my room? It's already becoming her room.
Yeah.
And that's when Grace gets upset. She says, no, Sam, she's going to the hospital. That's it. That's all. Thank you guys for letting me go.
No, for sure.
Of course she needs to go to the hospital.
Yeah. I was going to say, to reiterate that Kay did not want to do any of this stuff. But Tabitha's the one that's like, your only hope of ever getting Miguel is to join forces with me. And she's like, okay, I guess I'll help this one time. To which Tabitha's like, once you've tasted the forbidden fruit, you'll never go back. Yeah. And I think that's also what she told Julian when they made love.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know how much love there was, but
when they,
for me, like, this would have been the perfect starting point for Fox and Theresa, for her to like just slowly start giving up on Ethan and realize this guy's known me for like a week maybe, and after things calmed down, he was one of the first people outside of Grace to say, okay, I don't think she did this. Meanwhile, I almost married this dude, gave him my V card, and he still is just determined to see the worst in me in this situation. And then this was like one of the first times I could really solely be on Grace's side. Like, do I think she's a little hypocritical? Yes. But Sam was absolutely doing the most with Ivy. To me, that was like almost disrespectful, because it's one thing to be like, you know, it's the mother of my child. I would prefer she not die, but you're clutching her to you, saying, I can't lose you. Don't leave me. All right, bitch, get out of my house. Get out. I'm the wife. I'm getting the house. Get out. Like,
it was a lot.
It was too.
Yeah, it was a lot. I have to agree. I am afraid. I fear I have to agree.
I would have thrown myself down the stairs.
Yeah, that was so funny. I would have quietly walked up the stairs.
What's the point? What's the point?
Oh,
he's gone.
So funny. All right, y'all. That's it for the first half. That's it. All right. So, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We did
for hours. All right. So, I'm gonna go one by one. Michelle, where can the people find you?
On Facebook, Michelle Bliss, or right on Discord in the Passions podcast group. Nowhere else.
All right. Karen.
You can find me on the Discord. I'm just Karen on the Discord.
Eric.
Same here. I am just Karen on the Discord, not Eric. On the Discord. Actually, that would have been my name had my mom had a girl. She wanted to name me Karen.
Really?
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
She loved Karen Carpenter. Yeah, so she was.
Oh, I love that.
My brother would have been Heather. So it's funny to think of Heather Vetta and Karen Vetta. It would have been
cute.
Funny.
All right. And you can find me on the Discord too. Patreon.com/passionspodcast. Sign up for whatever tier you find most agreeable. Yeah, that's it, folks. That's all, folks. You are my passion for life.